Mics are hot, Wendy.
Thanks, Josh. You really didn't give me a heads up.
I did say it, but you were too busy
No,
talking.
you just said when I say mics are hot, they're hot.
Oh,
You
okay.
didn't say mics were hot.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
anyways, welcome back to the Good Morning Show.
Good morning.
And WTNB live here at the Andrew Johnson Bank downtown, a beautiful downtown Cleveland. We're live in the vault today.
In the
Come
vault,
to- yeah.
as always, Andrew Johnson Bank.
So we've got Wendy joining us, and we've got Brother Rusty. We were talking about titles before we came on the air here, and we're trying to figure out one. He's got several, and his job description has blown up or changed or grew, as most jobs do.
Yeah. No one knows what to call me. You know?
Yeah.
He's the fun
they're
pastor.
just the guy,
That's
yeah.
what I told him before we came on air. He does everything that or is over everything my kids love to do. So he's
Yep.
the one that my kids, oh, Rusty, oh yeah, we're going to do this and do that. And so he's here to talk about a huge event that he is I guess, the brain power over all of it, field, woods, and water. And
You're good. Yeah.
Thank you. I made sure I got that right in order. And it's just a ministry that has grown tremendously. And welcome this morning.
Yes, ma'am. It's great to be here. It's excited to be able to talk with you all about this and to our community. Field, Woods, and Water, taking faith outdoors, is just a heartbeat of passion from multiple people. And that's with people that just love to do something related to the outdoors, from motorcycles to hiking to tent camping to hunting, fishing, multiple different levels of all that. And it's just gathering them together, a family opportunity to be able to instill that same adventure, the ability to just take the steps and find out something new, something that I've always wanted to learn. And so we're offering that Friday, April 7th, through the Field, Woods, and Water.
Well, it's I can't believe from last year to this year you've doubled.
It's almost, yes, ma'am, very easily.
Well, your plan last year was to have 600.
Yes, ma'am.
You've had 815.
Yes,
Is that
ma'am.
right? And this year it's 1,200.
Yes, ma'am.
So we'll just see what the Lord does this year.
My-
You're going to cram them all in there, eating their little frog legs.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, fried fish and frog legs with all the fixing, incredible desserts. It's just an amazing opportunity to, when they come, doors open at 5 o'clock. Well, we'll take tickets, giveaways that'll be taking place. But doors open at 5 o'clock. And from 5 to 6:30, we do something that's a little different. I call them talk and teach tables. And there's probably about 45 to 50 people that are passionate about something in ministry. And they'll be at a table to be able to come by and say, we'll have signs and name tags that turkey calling. And a guy that's very passionate about turkey calling and have the ability to do turkey calls and share that experience. And, hey, if you're interested in learning how to do a turkey call or possibly doing a turkey hunt, sign up on this sign-up sheet. So not only do they have that relationship about coming, they have a relationship talking with somebody, and they have a relationship about coming to a future ministry opportunity. So it's a 3-level opportunity there.
Right. Well, and there's so many things that it's not just hunting.
That's correct.
It's all outdoor things.
Yes,
and I
ma'am.
think that's what people get confused, because you think about, we're going to have fried fish and frog legs, and it's more of a guy's thing, but it's not. Like you said, families, moms, daughters, everybody shows up for this event.
I gear everything towards like I was when I was a child. I had a single mom growing up. And but that single mom, I had this passion for the outdoors, loved that, but I didn't know how to learn it. I didn't know how to do it. I had a neighbor who was very gracious, who would leave about 3 or 4 Field and Streams, Outdoor Life, and he knew I was that type of kid, and he would say, hey, read these. So I would be in bed at night under the covers with a flashlight reading these magazines, and it just overwhelmed me with, someday I'm going to get to do this. So everything that I do now, I think of me as a child. How can I offer it for that single mom, the single dad, the family together, the little girl, the little boy that just has this desire to do something deeply in the outdoors in all areas? And so that's kind of my calling and my passion for it.
Right. I mean, it's to hear your story, part of your testimony, and to see how the Lord orchestrated your steps, and now you're pastor of recreation at First Baptist Church. I mean, it doesn't get any better than
Yeah,
that.
it was.
does it?
It's funny when I just turned 50 this year. But when I was about 32, my mom brought out all my report cards, and on the back of those report cards, remember those comments the teachers used to write? Rusty,
Yes.
Rusty socializes too much. Rusty talks too much. Rusty worries about others more than himself. Rusty does. It was all this stuff, and I laid them out on the table. I looked at them, I started laughing, and Mom's like, "What are you laughing at?" I said, "Look at all these. All these bad comments are everything that I do now as a pastor."
Those were gifts.
Exactly right.
Those teachers just didn't recognize
They didn't
it.
recognize it.
That's wonderful. Well, tell the audience a little bit more about what they can experience.
Sure. Just starting from the beginning, the opportunity to come and experience these talk and teach tables with folks that have a passion. During that time, we will also be doing giveaways. Last year, we had an incredible amount of giveaways, just partners in ministry that gifted us with those. And so we did that at the end. It took a lot of time. So we're giving them out through the talk and teach. Then we'll have dinner at 6:30. We've got 3 major areas of our church under roof that we're feeding 1,200 people. It's the whole church. And so with that, those volunteers will be assisting and serving and hosting desserts and drinks and giving guidance, just to set it up, break down. And so again, from 6:30 to about 7:45. 7:45, we got an incredible speaker, Jimmy Seitz from Spiritual Venture Outdoors. Jimmy has 2 incredible cable outdoor shows that he's doing, as well as an author of multiple different books. He was a pastor that was decided to take a further step in ministry and do outdoor ministry as a full-time basis. And so very excited about him coming and sharing his story. Again, it's something for the whole family right there. And then coming back after Jimmy, we will do our grand prize giveaways. What's exciting is with our partners in ministry in Cleveland and in multiple different counties around us, we have some great grand prizes of like 9 different firearms, muzzleloader, a big gun safe,
Wow.
Yeti coolers. We have some great folks that are guides on Chickamauga and different places that are doing full-day guide trips that are part of those grand prizes. And then, excuse me, after that, they have the opportunity to, again, talk to those talk and teach folks as we finish out the evening.
Oh, my goodness. That's incredible. I want to go. I just to win prizes,
We do have a ladies giveaway bucket.
Do you
so
know
that
any of
way-
the
Oh, I love it.
guns that are going to be given away? Like what size and
Yeah,
caliber?
we have a
and-
Ruger 222. We have a 243 Savage youth rifle, a 270 Savage youth rifle. We have a 50 caliber black powder. We have some 380 handguns that are very excited. I've got another partner in our ministry that is building us a Predator varmint rifle. Very excited about that. And so there again, more coming in from this weekend. And I have to make a few visits Friday, and folks said, come see me. And so we also have a beautiful over-under TriStar 12-gauge shotgun, skeet traps shotgun. That's very exciting to see. So.
Now, I know a lot of people will hear that and they'll be like, man, I want to win some prizes. Well, are they door prizes or just random giveaways? Or?
On their ticket
Okay.
that they get, we will take that apart, and they have a number. And throughout the evening on the screen for general giveaways,
Okay.
we will that will be up on the screen. But for the grand prizes, everybody goes back in for the grand prizes, and then we will pull that out at the end. So pretty
That's
Very
fun.
nice.
That's-
Yeah.
It'll be like a game show, like you run down front to get your prize.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
I would.
Yeah, I was excited the other day. I found some great fishing rods that were $125, $130 rods that I was able to acquire for $22. And so,
Oh, yeah.
so it's got the hunting aspect, the fishing aspect, general outdoors, a ladies bucket for giveaways.
What's in the ladies' bucket?
Well-
Like gig sticks for frogs?
No, that's my
For
favorite thing
like
to
my
do.
wife, she loves the outdoors. She just doesn't like nature. Okay, so for things like that, for folks, it could be gift baskets from Bath Body Works, different things like that for ladies who are just not outdoor people, but still want to be there, still want to come, and definitely encourage them. And then we have a kids bucket with some very, very neat stuff, just geared for kids. If they choose to go, they can go any bucket, but it's for the general prizes, that's what we're looking at.
Cool.
Yeah, very exciting. Bring us back to your verse that that all of this is founded on.
Well, and it came from an experience, if I can.
Okay.
The experience was when I finally got to go back to South Carolina to visit my dad. I was 10 years old. And I spent remember that week between Christmas and New Year, you had that break? And I had that chance to go back and visit my dad for the very first time. And that week, we got to hunt with all of his buddies. And I didn't realize my dad was a hunter, and I realized all that was in me was as a result of just that background that I never knew. And it just, for me, it was an incredible adventure. And so hunting that week, quail, rabbit, deer, just different things, fishing. On that Sunday morning, my dad woke me up, and he said, "We're going to church today." I'm like, "What do you mean we're going to church today?" And I said, "Dad, I don't go to church." And he goes, "Well, I do now because I'm a believer in Jesus Christ now." And I was like, okay, it was my dad. I just hunted with him all week. I was excited. So we drove to church down this little country road, and we started passing all of his buddies, going back to hunt, going back to fish. And they all had CB names at that time, at that time of life. And so I knew all the CB names, and I recognized the trucks. And I said, well, there's Pogow, there's Fire Dog, there's, Hambone. I said, where are they going? He goes, they're going to hunt again. And I asked my dad, I remember 10 years old, I had my hands on the dashboard of the truck. And I said, Dad, why don't they go to church? And my dad turned and looked at me, and he said, Rusty, they'll never step foot in church. And as a 10-year-old, that just sunk deep inside me. And so when I received my call to ministry when I was 18 years old, I knew that outdoors was going to be a component of that because of Hambone and Fire Dog and Fireball and all those guys, that I knew that I needed to reach those people, those families. And so little did I realize, here I am 40 years later, still doing that. That was my calling. And so the verse for me is 1 Corinthians 9:22. Whatever a person's like, I try to find common ground with them. So they'll let me tell them about Christ and let Christ save them. This is common ground.
That's great. I love that. I mean, the Lord gave you that word and that desire back then. I enjoy hearing your story because this is the second time, I guess, I've heard it, because last year you were on with the event, and it's just so moving, and you can just so see how the Lord worked in your life and has brought this event about and reaching people through common ground.
Yes, ma'am, it is. Yes, ma'am. So again, it's a family event. Now, don't think it's just a guys only. I do it for the family because that's my heart and passion for it. And some may go, what in the world am I doing here? But it's an exciting opportunity. You get to be able to spend a great fellowship, a great dinner, a great giveaways, great hearing an incredible word, and then seeing what God will do with that.
Yeah, if you don't mind, let me pull up this flyer on the screen here so everyone can see it. And it's a $10 ticket.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
But for $10, you get the meals provided.
Yes, sir.
You get practically an education on a field that you choose to spend some time in and talk to different experts in a lot of different areas, right?
Well, we realized that for me, even as a kid, there's things that I never knew. Until I read it, I never knew about it. Until I experienced, then I got some understanding about it. Then I got some knowledge about it. Then I got some wisdom about it. And so that's what that's about, is being able to ask, maybe possibly do, something that you've never done before, to have that education on it.
How many talk and teach tables are there?
Right now, we're 42, looking at going 50 by hopefully next Tuesday. So,
oh my goodness!
So pretty exciting.
A lot to choose from.
And they can okay, I'm sorry.
I was going to also, and then they got a chance to win prizes too.
Yes, sir.
Some awesome prizes.
Yes, sir.
So what a way to spend an evening, and $10 is far too cheap. You should probably move it to about $20 next year.
I've heard that before from many people, but I still want to stay with $10
right, no,
this year, man.
we appreciate that.
Yeah. No, the whole family can come. You know? It makes it nice.
And then we've got the speaker too, Jimmy Seitz.
That's correct.
And you said he's a host on a couple outdoor programs.
Yes, sir.
Let's see, I got him on the flyer there, if you can remember him.
Well, he's the author, host of Heart of Adventure. Spiritual Adventure Outdoors is another one. An author of Into the High Country, and he recently has one, Adventures in the Amazon.
Okay.
I mean, look at that picture. He's rugged.
Yeah.
That.
He probably knows a thing or two.
Yes,
he's great.
He's carrying it on his back.
It's incredible. I look forward. I've seen his program. A lot of them have seen it. His program more than when we started advertising. It started the name recognition. Started looking at it. He's doing something that I've always had a dream to do, and so that may be something for future discussion.
Oh yeah.
Where's Pastor Rusty going today? He'll have his
we-
own show.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
do
well,
have 4 ways to be able to purchase tickets, if I can say that.
Yes,
The
absolutely.
first one is the information desk at the main campus at First Baptist. Sundays, Wednesdays, throughout the week, we have those available. The Recreation Ministry at First Baptist, the Family Life Center on Stevens Road, that's also our office, so you can purchase those there. You can do them online at firstbaptistcleveland.com. Just look for Fieldwoods and Water, go to that link, and you can definitely purchase them there. Or with the 275 growing plus volunteers, which there's no way I could do this event without our church family. They are also selling tickets, so don't be afraid to ask those folks, and they definitely have those already for you. But they're going fast.
Right. Are you gonna have to cap them at some point?
Yes, sir, because I have only so much seating. We are literally using the whole church. Last
Right.
year, that was the most the church had ever fed inside. They thought that, wow, we've maxed that out. And then I just smiled.
There's always the backyard.
There's every room is going to be used somehow, some way. So
Yeah, we'll have to pull out the tent next year and have catering services on
someone
top
says,
of what
are
the
you,
church
Are you
is.
really going to take this outdoors? But you're always weather dependent on what's
Right.
happening there. So
Yeah.
that's always a scary thing.
And I said, put you on the spot here. I think we're going to get a couple tickets here at WTMB
Yes,
that
sir,
we're going
I've
to try
got
to
'em
give
for
away.
you.
Okay, yeah. So watch our Facebook page, and we're going to have an opportunity for you to win tickets to this event. What I would suggest is go ahead and buy them now, and then try to win the tickets as well, because you may or may not win, but at least you'll have your tickets. If you do win the free tickets, you can give them to your neighbors or friends.
Amen. That's
Bring them
right.
with you.
That's right.
Yes. And if nothing else, you can go enjoy great frog legs and fried fish.
Oh yeah, fried fish and frog legs. Chef Vic is an incredible chef, and he sautés a lot of those, and it is unbelievable.
Yes, he is. He does the Wednesday meals, lunch
Yes.
and
Oh,
dinner,
yes.
and it's always delicious.
And let's circle back. As a believer, there's so many good things here that are going to be. It's going to be a fun night. It's just going to be highly educational and entertaining, and there's going to be prizes and good food. But let's think about our friends that we know that don't want to set foot in church.
That's right.
And buy them a ticket. Tell them, hey, I've got this great event. Let me bring you with you. It's my treat. And again, $10 is super cheap. You got dinner. You can't buy dinner now for $10
Amen.
on top of everything else. So think about your friends that don't want to go to church.
That's right.
And are looking for something in their life. Jesus is the answer.
That's right.
And I want to be sure we say that about this event. That's the purpose of this event. Talking to Rusty before, that's the whole heart behind this. And we want to stress the fact that we want that to be what happens here,
That's right.
on top of all the other good stuff that
It's
happens.
incredible. When my dad passed away years ago, I was back in South Carolina, and those 3-4 guys that we hunted with stepped foot in church.
Oh.
And I did my dad's funeral, and I got to spill into their heart and life a lot of different things of truth. And 3 of those 4 guys have come to know the Lord
Wow.
from that experience. And so it's always a relationship, and in that relationship, you have that opportunity to share Christ.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. We need to be that witness to those who aren't church.
That's right.
And be consistent. Show the joy of the Lord.
Amen. So
Amen.
even in camouflage.
Yes, even camouflage. Church is so much fun. I mean, and this is a great way to show how fun
And church
it
is
is
fun.
being
That's
a
right.
believer. And so many people think partying and other lifestyles are. This is going to constrict me, and I can't be free to do what I want to do, and that's not it at all. There's
Well,
so much more freedom.
Come
knowing
as you are,
Christ.
and that's all Jesus Christ asks.
Yeah.
And let's just see what he has in store.
Yes.
What you have together. Amen.
Yeah, well, thanks, Rusty, for coming by and telling us
Appreciate
about the
y'all giving
event.
me the opportunity again. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Fields, woods, and water.
Way to go, Wendy.
Well, added an S, but yes. April 7th, Friday night. Don't miss it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. We will be back after these few messages.
Good job, guys.